Okay, welcome to this section of the program. Today I am with a special guest. Her name is Rachel. Hello Rachel, how are you?
I'm good, how are you?
Fine, thanks. And today I'm going to ask you some questions about college and high school jobs and also some tips that you can give us about getting a job. Okay, let's start. Okay, the first one. In your opinion, which are the coolest jobs you have had?
Probably my favorite of all the jobs I've had was my last year of college when I worked as a concert usher, and I got to see world-class chamber groups while getting paid to do so.
Okay, very interesting. Second, what are the less school jobs you have heard of or you have had?
My least favorite job, let's see. My least favorite job was working in a nonprofit last year because the place was always in disarray and there was really high turnover, so there was just a lot of chaos and confusion. It was hard to work in that environment.
Okay, do you think that people who have less school jobs are unhappy?
I think a lot of people are unhappy because they don't like their jobs, definitely.
Okay, now I'm going to ask you about some tips that you can have about getting a job. Okay, the first one. Could you give me some tips to get a job?
I would say preparing for interviews is very important. There's kind of stock questions they ask you, at least in the US, and I think being prepared to talk about your qualifications, being prepared to talk about your past experiences, putting that time in to think about what you're going to say is definitely well worth it.
Okay. What do you think is important when getting a job?
In addition to preparing for the interview and, taking time to put together the application, I think it's also important to do research into the company or the organization itself to make sure it's a job you actually want. And also in the interview, they'll probably ask you why you want this job, and so you should be able to talk about the organization, and you should talk about the job and what you bring to it and all of that.
Okay. In your opinion, which qualifications must a person have to get a job as a teacher?
I would say the educational background and also experience. In the US, to teach in the public schools, you need to have a master's in education. And as an UNICA, that always includes a component of student teaching where you go into a school for a year, a semester, and teach a class. So I guess the formal educational background and the practical experience.
Okay, that's everything for today. Thank you so much.
Thank you.